afternoon. Again, a warm regards to anyone, and I wish that all of you are strong and safe in this difficult moment. And let me thank again for this opportunity to share experiences and projects, to thank the CERL and the Polonsky Foundation. Try to share my presentation.
Remember to click the important button.
I'm doing it.
Wonderful.
Okay. Okay. The digitization and enhanced cataloging of the incunabula held at the monastery of Santa Scholastica in Subiaco has been conceived as a part of a pilot module-based project focused mainly on the collections found in public or ecclesiastical institutions coming from monastic libraries, which frequently contain rare materials and are often difficult to access since their remote locations. In terms of issues of security, conservation, and use, such collection often requires special attention. The project is coordinated and directed by the National Central Library in Rome in partnership with the Consortium of European Research Library, the CERL, and it is generally funded by the Polonsky Foundation. The project took as its starting point 11 libraries which belong to the so-called category of Monumenti Nazionali, national monuments, which comprises the abbeys and the monasteries with a really glorious story and very important collections. They are set mostly in the central Italy, far from cities, in amazing natural scenarios, and they've been playing a primary role during the Middle Age in conservation, production, diffusion of culture, and ensuring the transmission of the cultural heritages. They include, for instance, the Abbey of Monte Cassino, the Abbey of Farfa, Imperial Abbey of Farfa, the Monastery of Santa Scholastica in Subiaco, the Oratory of the Gerolami in Naples. And since their historical importance, these abbeys and monasteries and their libraries were taken over by the Italian state at the end of the 19th century, following the laws of expropriation, and now overseen by the Ministry for Cultural Affairs and Tourism. To better understand the special status of these collections and their fascinating story, I will try now to share a short extract of a video that we specifically created inside the project. Let me set the volume. So the project regards not a library, but 11 libraries under the control of the General Directorate for Libraries in Italy since 1995, each one of great importance and precious collections. Where to start from? We have to start from the beginning. Subiaco, with this Benedictine monastery, has been singled out as the first step of the project, because in the library of the monastery of Santa Scholastica there is what we can call the birth of printing in Italy. Two German printers, Konrad Zwanheim and Arnold Panners, introduced in Subiaco the artificialiter scribendi ars and produced what were the first Italian incunabula. And we had the real privilege of working in an incredible place and to set our cataloging and our operation in a real atmosphere out of the world. Also for this, we created a particular video, and we'd like to share also this to give you an idea of the context. Here it is.
La grazia di Dio era nei nostri cuori e illuminava la nostra esistenza, vissuta in quei luoghi stupendi, tra prati e rocce, alberi e fiere. La Niene rigava la valle accompagnando lo sguardo a sconfinare. Per un uomo comune era facile sentirsi castellano di un immenso regno. Ma noi siamo i monaci del monastero benedettino più antico del mondo e la superbia viene dominata dallo spirito di umiltà, tante volte menzionata dal santo nella sua regola. Al sacro speco non v'era tempo per queste fantasie. Le ore passavano liete fra orazione e disciplina e soprattutto silenzio. Potrete allora immaginare quale sorpresa furono per me quei fratelli venuti dalla Renania a sconvolgere la nostra pace. Non era tanto il loro accento straniero. A Subiaco la comunità germanica era assai nutrita. Vantavamo peraltro uno scriptorium con amanuensi di varie nazionalità. Non era l'esotismo dei nuovi arrivati a meravigliarmi, ma la novità che sostenevano di portare seco, un'ingegnosità meccanica che permetteva loro di fare in un giorno quanto noi facevamo in un anno.
L'ars artificialiter scribenti,
L'arte di produrre libri attraverso la tecnica nota come stampa a caratteri mobili. Era il 1464 e quei due forestieri si chiamavano Konrad Schweinheim e Arnold Panners. Fu grazie a loro che noi sublacenzi divenimmo pionieri italiani di questa nuova arte.
Santa Scholastica, cradle of printing in Italy, collects 191 incunabula editions and still conserves the edition printed there by Zwanheim and Panners between 1464 and 1467. Unfortunately, as known, no copy of the grammar by Aelius Donatus printed in 1464 survives. A specific investigation has been led on the Princeps edition of the Civitate Dei, since also the original manuscript is still available in the library, and it has been digitized, and a specific video explained the details of the passage between the manuscript to the printed text in the edition itself, focusing on all the relevant details, such as corrections and changes, abbreviations, working details. The website dedicated to the project hosts the bibliographical records, the textual and multimedia contents, blogs, and further readings. The bibliographical records links to the digital reproductions of the incunabula, as well as to their descriptions in all the national and international database dedicated to incunabula for a comprehensive approach to editions and copies. The research model guiding this project, in fact, looks at multiple aspects of the 15th century books, both as material artifacts and as text, and focuses not only on the books in themselves, but on all the documents which relate to them and to the collections where they are found, such as catalogs and inventories, manuscript copies, archival records. The data relating to the collection at the Subiaco have been added to national and international databases. Bibliographical descriptions and numbers of copies have been integrated into the Italian Union Catalog, SBN Libro Antico. Here we have an idea. And to the Incunabula Short Title Catalog. The analytical description of provenance and other copy-specific information for each copy has been added to the database Material Evidence in Incunabula, ILMEI, which reconstructs the history of individual copies of incunabula found in collections across the world, while the analysis of the textual content has been added to Text Inc., a corpus of texts printed in the 15th century. Also, illustrations, when available, are recorded in the 15th century illustration database that investigates and traces the production, use, circulation, reuse, and replication of woodcuts and iconographic subjects and decorative models in the illustrated editions of the 15th century. From any single records, then, it's possible to link directly to the digitizations hosted on the digital portal of the National Library, provided with bibliographical information and external links back to the website of the project, to the full description on the Union Catalog, and to the Text Inc. database. In the viewer mode, there are many displays, and is available the index with the naming of the individual image files of the folios to identify quickly part of the text in the partition, relevant details, or where available illustrations and watermarks. The project, in fact, also includes the survey, acquisition, and multispectral processing of all the watermarks in the Subiaco, Rome, and Italian editions to analyze the provenance of the paper and investigate its circulation in order to put evidence also on the social and economical effects of the printing revolution. The image shows the result of the acquisition together with the multispectral processing performed to bring out the subject of the watermark with centimeter scale of control. Great part then of our work has been focused on the dissemination and cultural diffusion, with 2 websites created, several textual contents, many digital outputs, such as the video on the invention of printing and the history of its introduction in Subiaco, and the one on the transmission of knowledge from manuscript to print, and a video story on the 11 libraries of the Monumenti Nazionali, and then blogs and further readings. Part of our outreach and communication include a very special exposition of St. Augustine's Princeps edition hosted at the Italian Embassy in the UK inside the event Art to Business. Cristina, you were there. Maybe you want to add something before having a short video of this.
Yes. We organized at the embassy last February this event, which compared the Italian printing industry 550 years ago and today. And really, thanks to the goodwill of Subiaco and the interest of the Ministry of Culture in Italy, we were able to have the St. Augustine incunable arrive at the embassy the day before, so in time for the event which we presented. And the little clip that we have prepared is yet another example of recording in a lighter way, almost like you know, journalistic way. In fact, what it was an event of incredibly importance, cultural diplomacy at work, of which we are very proud, and we think bear many fruits. But is also, you know, is a sign of the long-standing collaboration that we have with the Italian embassy in London. If now, Andrea, you want to run it, please.
Okay, here we are.
Questo testo del De Civitate Dei di Sant'Agostino, edito nel 1467, ora è esposto all'Ambasciata d'Italia a Londra per un periodo a disposizione di studiosi inglesi e di conferenze e incontri tra ricercatori.
Well, this was the last video, and thank you for your kind attention. And Cristina, up to you for the rest.
Thank you, Andrea, very much. I think it's been quite striking to see the difference between the previous presentation, two of the largest libraries in the world, and then suddenly going into one of the most remote library we could have in Italy. Many people, even behind the scenes, including the board. People like myself or Andrea are part of the board, but we were involved very much on all sorts of tasks together with the researchers. And we collaborated very successfully with 3 different teams of digital producers. And we think the whole collaboration was very successful. Of course, the technical spine of some of these projects is essential. We have seen it and we'll see it again, as the management of the projects. But I would like to say how important it is that for us, at least, was very important, the scholarly work which accompanied the digitization. We decided to catalog all the books at the highest standard, because we believe that this is the only way, by knowing your subject inside out, that then you can produce the most effective way of communicating with anybody, the richness and the originality of the material we were dealing with. And so these are our few conclusions.